How's it going, everybody? This is Ben for BenCatSinker, and welcome back to more Warframe Theory. Today's topic is going to be talking about how I was so wrong about Saryn's Orphid skin being the original Saryn. I was completely wrong. I'm going to flat out admit it. It's okay. I'm not afraid to admit that I was wrong, okay? And I'm going to try to make this short because my cat just tried to mess with my dad's work computer, and that was really, really bad. Anyway, so hopefully nothing goes wrong during the stream, but we'll see what happens. So, I was wrong. I'm just going to flat out admit that, and I'm sorry for anyone who took my information to be fact. Again, that's why I always say, it's speculation. It's not fact. None of it's fact. At all. Well, maybe some of it, but we don't know yet. No, if it's not canonically confirmed, you can't say it's fact. That's what I'm going with right now. So, I have the Saryn Prime image up on my screen because those of you who know, and this is very ironic, but after I released my Saryn Orphid skin theory, like a few days after, a week after, DE released their whole entire like Saryn Prime trailer, and I'm like, well, I was completely wrong. I was completely and totally wrong. You know, I was just freaking out. I'm like, wow, DE, have you been spying on me? I thought that maybe I was like, ooh, that's kind of creepy. But, no, I highly doubt that they have. But for those of you who don't know what the Saryn Orphid skin is, let me show you. Yep, that was the Orphid skin. We all thought, we were under the impression that that was the original skin. But where would the Saryn Orphid skin, if the Prime skin, okay, so those of you who watched the trailer, go watch it. Go watch the trailer. I'm not going to play it for you on this stream. Screw that. I'm not about to get copyrighted because a lot of shit's going on with YouTube lately, and I can't afford to do that. But here's the thing, okay? So, well, there goes everything off my desk. I'm not going to redo the stream. For those of you who play in the comments below that I'm unorganized, well, I'm in a bad living situation. I'm not in the best living situation right now. Okay, so just calm down with that. My patience is being tried very hard right now. So anyway, I'm really just trying to have fun with this. So I was wrong. I repeated myself. Great. See, there's already more complaints. There's already more complaints. Ben's repeating themselves. Oh no. Just listen, okay? So, they released the Saryn Prime lore video, and I was like, well, Ballas invented Saryn Prime. He was like, I will fight. He was like, it came to me like a proverb. Fight poison with poison. And I'm just like, and he was like, I will call her Saryn. I'm just like, God dang it. Ballas, whatever the heck your name is, what have you done? You set my theory way off course. But I'll admit, I'm going to openly admit that was not my only point of that was not my only pain point throughout the theory. Okay. And this, the fact that the Saryn. Okay, so this is where I'm going with this. There's this little theory within a theory here. I've speculated that maybe some of the Prime frames are the original versions of some of the Warframes. Not all of them necessarily. Because there's still the question of Stalker, who's been around since long before the Primes, from what I could tell. Taking a drink. Sorry. And so, Saryn, she's an interesting Warframe, because she has shed light on a lot of speculation. Prime frames could be the original versions of some of the Warframes. And maybe not all of them. Again, I just said that. I'm sorry for repeating myself again. I really am. But, God, where was I going with that? Okay, so, if Primes are the originals, then that means that also the, where does the Orphid skin fall into place? Where does that come in? Where is the Orphid skin? What significance does it have anymore, if it's significant at all? Well, it is still significant. It tells us that Lotus can cleanse a Warframe. If she really wanted to, she can cleanse Warframe. And this is going under the assumption that she is Margulis, so she knows how to work with Warframe. She knows how to, mess around with them, tinker with them. as an Archimedean, she would know this. And this is just a common assumption made by the community. I have a whole theory on it that I'm prepping for all of you. It's going to take me a little bit to get it out to you. And it's going to take me a little bit to get this video out to you. So again, it's just all time-based. I don't have a lot of time on my hands, and so it's kind of hard. But I'm going to keep doing it because I love it, and I love entertaining you all. So, Margulis is the same as Lotus. They're the same person, they're one and the same. So she would know how to tinker with the Warframe. So maybe as a safe, just as a safety precaution, she was like, okay, well maybe I don't want Saryn to be infested. And that's the story I'm going with, because honestly, I'm starting to think that the Orphid skin maybe has no lore to it, but it could. And it could imply other things, like the fact that if any of you played Shadow Depth, the Operation Shadow Depth with the Acolytes, if you remember protecting Alad V, I don't have a picture of it because, I'm not good at taking pictures. I have recordings of it, though. I do have recordings of it, it's just that I don't have them out yet. I haven't uploaded them yet, so I came a little ill-prepared in that regard. And I just don't have time to edit videos. You know this. If you've been in the channel for a few months or so, or even a few weeks, you know that I don't have much time on my hands throughout the college semester. So, Alad V has this little infested, purple scar on his face, but he's totally fine. Same with Saryn being a Warframe. She still has these little spores on her, as you can see. With, the white dress, there's, little white marks on it that look like spores, right? You see that? Yes, those are spores. She still has some spores, but not necessarily all of them. She's not completely infested now. She could be cleansed, as cleansed Saryn, basically. And so, that's just what I'm going with. I think that she's the most current Saryn, rather than the oldest Saryn. I think that the Orphid skin is the newest version of Saryn. And just let that sink in a little bit, okay? That means that the whole infested Saryn, that was kind of just in the middle. Orphid is the current. Let's just go with that speculation. Let's just go with that theory. And I wanted to go over some things that I actually was correct about. Someone in the comments pointed out, in one of my other theory videos, the one about 8 update DevStream 71 or something. I can't remember. Gosh. Oh no, host migration. I remember that. That was so annoying. But anyway, so basically, what was happening here was that why did it go mute? Oh well, I don't care. Alright, so here's what happens, alright? I think that, No, it was someone in the comments. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. I'm tired, okay? I'm really sorry. It's been a long day, but I just wanted to make this theory. I was so excited to make it. I wanted to admit I was wrong, but I wanted to talk about the things I was correct about. And just some of the things that I thought I just was flat out just stupid about. I face-palmed myself for. Okay? So, maybe even double face-palmed. Now, that's extreme if I double face-palm. You know it, but... basically, it was kind of creepy how DE, a few days, maybe even a week after after I released that Saryn Orphid skin theory, they ended up releasing the Saryn Prime Cinematic lore. It's just like, DE, have you been spying on me? That's a little bit weird, a little bit of a strange coincidence, don't you think? That's just maybe what I think, but anyway, so talk about the Tenno. You see the Tenno on the screen. Some people are like, in the comments, they were like, oh no, the Tenno can become infested. Well, about that. Go look at operator/Tenno dialogue or something in Warframe Wikipedia. Look at the lines when they fight the infested. They say, we are immune to the infestation, but they still try to kill us. That is a line that the Tenno have. So there it is, solid proof the Tenno cannot become infested. The infested will still try to kill them, but that's because the infested are programmed. And this is my speculation, but I think the infested are programmed to kill anyone who tries to betray the Orokin, or anyone who is a betrayer of the Orokin in some way. Anyone who the Orokin did not like, they were targeted by the infested. So, it only makes sense why the infested would attack everyone, they don't really have any discrimination. But I guarantee you, if the Twin Queens were to come upon the Infested, I think that, no, well actually, you know, the programming of the Infested, again, they're robots basically, they're this robotic virus thing. I think that they wouldn't really, I don't know, let's not go into that. This video is already being dragged out long enough because I had to redo it, so it's kind of, I've been talking awkwardly because I had to redo it. Now let's talk about some pain points. Let's talk about some pain points of my theory. Again, I was wrong about the prime. I have notes here. Damn phone, stop this. Stop, seriously, phone. I'm going to throw you. I'm going to throw a phone. I swear to God, if it doesn't stop, I'm going to throw this. Okay, thank you. But I was wrong. The prime frames are not the original models. The prime frames are possibly the original models because of the flashback for Saryn Prime. You saw her fighting on Old Earth. You saw her taking out the Infested. She was built to fight the Infested originally. And one big point that people were, were commenting on, that actually I noticed, or people may speculate on, and it was really stupid of me, plastids. Ben, many Warframes are made with plastids, you say. Many Warframes. Not just Saryn. You did not acknowledge that. You did not acknowledge the fact that there are so many Warframes made with plastids that it's crazy. Well, you're right. And, I didn't acknowledge that. I forgot. I forgot that in my theory, and so I'm going back and correcting myself now. This is my redemption. But what I do want to speculate on is that the Warframes and the Infested are made of similar substance, as you can see with Saryn. Her infestation is not taking her over necessarily. It's just that it's it's just part of her. It's part of her Warframe. She could have been one of the first prime frames, perhaps, maybe. Just again, speculation. It's not true, it's not like it's true. If it does come true, oh my gosh, that would be so cool. But I would be like, wow, I predicted that. That's so neat. But if it doesn't, I'm okay with that too. I love DE in the game that they're making. I love Warframe. It's amazing. It's a beautiful game. I'm sorry. Okay. Now, all right. So you had many people would have had this point to say that plastids are built on many Warframes. Well, you're right. They are. Plastids are a very common thing. And I refused to acknowledge that at first. I was just like, no way. Are they really that common? And then I went and looked at the crafting list for plastids. I'm like, wow. Wow, that's a little bit embarrassing. I was way off. Because, I think at least half the Warframes are made with plastids. I mean, let's be realistic here. That's a lot. And so, whenever you fight Lephantis, or in Lephantis sorties, or even when you're doing the Orc and Derelict Assassinate, he sometimes says, or it sometimes says, that we are your flesh. It's just like, why would they say that we are your flesh? Why would that be a thing that was said? Unless that they're somehow made out of the same substance. They're not talking about the Tenno, like some people in the comments thought. No. Because the Tenno, they're just kids that got mutated in the void. That's all. The Technocyte virus was developed by the Orokin. These are two different things. The Void and the Orokin are not the same. Let's make that very clear. And I don't mean to diss on anyone in the comments, it's just that I want to clear that up. I want to, debunk that whole comment section thing there. But I love the feedback. I do love the feedback. It is really helpful. I like to research into it. I like your counter-arguments. They are very constructive, like I was hoping for. And you give the facts, or you give the facts as you see them, and I like that. But I also want to debunk them with this theory as well. Again, the Tenno, they say that we are immune to the infestation, but they still try to kill us. That's my Tenno. That's my Tenno's voice. I tried imitating it. It was terrible. It was shit. I agree. But I do think that there's this interesting thing. I think that the fact that the infested weapons and Warframes are both made out of plastids really does say something. And I think that it's kind of interesting how Warframes are made of similar properties as the infested. I do think that's an interesting thing. I started looking into it, and it's true. They are. That's why Lefanta says, "We are your flesh," and I just repeated myself, didn't I? But, let's get into this. Presumably, Ballas created Saryn from Margulis's research. You know, that makes sense. He develop, and to develop a Warframe and to create a Warframe are two different words. Develop and create are not synonymous, as some people might assume. You see, to develop is to basically expand upon or evolve, while to create is to, like, invent, things like that, you know, actually to start something, to invent something. To create, in general, that's, you know, it's almost a word within itself, but, if, you know, she created the Warframe, Ballas only developed it. And again, my goddamn phone, but, wow, this phone, though, this phone, I'm going to set this on the wow, that's bad. Okay. Going to carefully. Alright. So yeah, presumably Ballas created Saryn from our research. And I had this note saying Dr. Tengus's infested side project. But I don't think, you know, Dr. Tengus wouldn't have unless he must be an old Orokin. I hope we hear more about Dr. Tengus. Because he seemed to know how to control the infested. He seemed to know what he was doing, and then he released them on everyone. Even the Grineer, which was, you know, maybe he's a traitor to the Grineer now, like how Alad V is a traitor to the Corpus. So, Margulis knew about the Warframes. And I believe non-prime Warframes exist because of the Lotus. I think that she helped to make them. I think that they are also... I think that Ordis... They could be Ordis's creations. Ordis is trying to create something. He just, you know, it's not as good as the original because it's an antique version of the primes, maybe. Maybe. But, it could be that Saryn's Orphid skin is a reference to orchids and flowers, so Lotus may have figured out a way to get rid of the infestation off Saryn, rather than continuing to make the old suits where infestation was required, where they were Orokin controlled. As you know, I was talking about Alad V's cure earlier. Yep. The golden suits used to be Orokin controlled after the Warframes were rebelling. I don't know why I said that. Maybe it's true. Maybe. But the gold that you... Okay, this is speculation time. And so, yeah, I went over the fact that, you know, I was wrong. Many things are made with plastids. Many Warframes are made with plastids. Okay. Saryn was originally infested, so Lotus could have maybe cleansed her, perhaps, for whatever personal reasons that the Lotus had for doing so. Or maybe Ordis did it. Who knows? Okay? So let's just stick with that for now, because we don't know anything. And the Orphid skin could just be, you know, for fun. It could have just been something DE was like, hey, this seems like a cool thing to do. So again, it may not have any lore, but it's not debunked to not have any lore. So until someone says, you know, until someone shows me, personally, the dev saying, no, the Saryn Orphid skin is not lore-related at all, or it has no place in the canon, I'm sticking with my story, okay? And you can stick with yours. You can stick with whatever you want to believe. But, the gold parts of the prime frames are like, it's kind of like the neurosentries on the corrupted enemies. They are controlled by the Orokin, basically. Whatever the Orokin want, they will do. So, the interesting thing is that, yeah, so I had a point that I was going to say here, is that Saryn was created as a better and more controlled infestation that could kill off the infestation that overtook Old Earth. And I thought at first that it was an attempt to kill the rebels mentioned in the second dream, like Tension. And it could be. You know, Tension, I think, was on Earth, maybe. I don't know if that's right. He was a Dax... Isn't he a Dax soldier or something? That's probably just all the way wrong. I don't even know where I got that from, but... Anyway, those are just some points I wanted to bring up. You know, many things are made with plastids in Warframe. It's no surprise. It's all Orokin tech. Let's be honest here. Orokin, they use a lot of plastids. It's their infested technocyte virus. And interestingly enough, Alad V loved the Orokin technology so much that he became, like, infused with it at some point. So it was very ironic that would happen, you know? It's like he became so obsessed with it that it took him over instead of him, you know, completely taking it over. And, okay, okay, it's funny because these notes are the other notes that I have on this page. I don't mean to go into something that you don't really care about, but these notes are talking about my Egyptian Orchid theory, like leading into it. And it says Warframe is Orchid because of the gold and how Egyptians worship cats. Shows curiosity, and we'll cover all this next time. No, we won't. We already covered it. We've already covered how the Orchid are Egyptian, and that doesn't need to be covered again, probably for a long time, until the Twin Queens quest comes out. Then I'll probably cover it again, but you know, and the Inaros quest too, but anyway, that's it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed. I just loved talking about this, you know, discussing what I did wrong. So let's just, I guess we could say maybe the Orphid skin is the most current version of Saryn that Oris or Lotus has made, aka Margulis, if we're under that assumption, if we're under that speculation that they are the same. So again, all of this is just speculation. I have to advise that to you, that none of this is fact. And someone in the comments was saying, oh, by you saying that the Tenno can't become infested, you're getting rid of opportunities that DE could make for an infested, you know, Tenno thing. I'm just like, not really. Because DE actually made that themselves when they gave the Tenno lines to say that, where the Tenno say, we are immune to the infestation, but they still try to kill us. Go look it up. It's legit. Go look at it. It's not me. It's not me, okay? It is not me. By the way, soon we might be talking about that door again. Just in a more organized manner, of course. More organized than even this, because this was a little bit unorganized due to the fact that shit was just hitting the fan, okay? My cat almost, literally, like, my tower on my computer just, like, almost fell off my entire desk. She got her claw stuck in it, and she started dragging it down with her, and she fell off the table, and I had to reach up and almost grab at it. So anyway, that's going to be it for this episode of Warframe Theory. You know, maybe the Saryn Orphid skin is the, you know, it's not the original. Prime is the original, but maybe the Saryn Orphid skin does still have a place in the canon. It's hard to say, really. It just really is. We can't really deduct anything, so I guess that's it for this one, because there's no other way to really talk about this, except for I do want to put this right in the middle and just kind of chat about it. So we have the three Saryns. We have the current, we have the middle, and we have the original, according to, you know, this theory. So we may touch up on this in the future if any new information is ever released, but these are just some things I wanted to go over. You know, if you played Shadow Depth, you know that Alad V still has his infested scar. A virus never goes away when it's in the body, it just lays dormant. It stops working, but it's still there. He may always have that infested scar. And the reason that the robots can become infected, like the MOAs and the drones, is because it's all, you know, it's not Allah. What? Don't get all offended. It's because of the fact that it's a technocyte virus. They're little nanites. I mean, literally, most of the things in Warframe are programmed like intelligent beings that are literally just programmed. I mean, they're like hyper intelligent programs, basically, and they can take things over, or they have a sort of consciousness of their own. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I really am wrapping it up now. I'm really ending this here. Maybe we'll touch on Saryn later. I'm sorry this video wasn't the best way to come back with the whole Saryn theory. I wasn't as thrilled to make it because I'm just tired. My cat messed up the first version of this video was so great, and then my cat just went and kind of messed it up there, but it's just like, I don't know. I just wish I could have made this video better, but I hope you all enjoyed anyway. And if you did, like, comment, subscribe, or favorite, or whatever you feel is necessary. I'm jumbling up my words because I'm that tired. And I will see all you lovely beings universe in the next thing that I upload. Thank you all so much for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for more weird shit, because I'm not going to try to talk professionally anymore because it's clearly not working out at all. Thank you for watching.